Continuing from the previous episode 2275. My ancestor? What? This pattern paper is a bit like a picture scroll, but the biological power contained in it is definitely not something that we can now resist. Evil tools? Xuan left it at will, but found that the 12-eyed ancestral figure in Xuan Rikshasa's hand was flashing with ferocious devil faces. She couldn't help being a little stunned. The residual demonic energy shot out was blocked, buying time for Xuan. Wang buzzing. In front of Xuan, 6 ancient flame runes appeared. They were like 3-year-old children, although they contained extremely violent and majestic abilities, but at this time they were leisurely revolving around Xuan. The 6 holy patterns, the small flame cauldron, the burning decision, and the 6 holy flames of different colors. The 4 turned this shattered void into a real sea of flames. The divine power was unprecedentedly tyrannical. The weak magic energy was directly melted away. With my power, the Buddha's wrath reincarnates. After the source power of the 6 holy flames was fused, a delicate and small fire lotus appeared in front of them. There were 6 flaming lotus leaves all over the lotus seed, and the lotus platform that wrapped the lotus seed also had 6 layers. Although the fusion process of the 6 holy flames is not easy, it was completed in a few breaths under Xuan's skilled control and soul power. An attack of this level is enough to kill an ordinary double reincarnation level, or even a triple reincarnation level. However, for this demigod rank powerhouse in front of him, his strength is obviously not enough. Xuan is naturally aware of this, so above the Buddha's wrath reincarnation lotus seed, which is enough to annihilate evil, a small cauldron of flame emerges. It has 6 ancient holy patterns spinning around it. Under Xuan's vigorous compression, the 6 slowly approach. A small cauldron with flames. Crackling. Just as the 6 holy patterns approached the small flame cauldron, a huge repulsive aura spread out. The huge repulsive force actually made Xuan's eyes instantly burst red, and the power in his body was about to erupt uncontrollably like a volcano. Wang buzzing. Even with Fengju's help, there was still a wave of resistance on the 6 ancient saint tattoos. This kind of resistance is like an innate instinct, resisting Xuan's fusion. If it wasn't for Xuan's burning determination, his mastery of the 6 holy flames reached an unprecedented level. I am afraid that the power of the 6 holy patterns alone would be enough to burst his body. No, there must be something wrong. Sensing that the 6 holy patterns did not show any signs of fusion, Xuan frowned, and the majestic soul power poured out, wrapping them all up, trying to find the wrong place. Break this seat. At the same time, the rage of Xuan Rikshasa sounded in the distance, and the 12-eyed ancestral map on the palm of the hand burst out with a scarlet beam of extreme evil, which instantly shattered the golden holy sword formed by the pattern. Pieces of golden fragments fell from the void of Wufu, and the entire void began to collapse to varying degrees. The demon formations of the heavens also completely disintegrated at this time. Ha ha ha! After solving the demon formation of the heavens, there was a hidden evil smile on Xuan Rikshasa's face, and murderous intent surged in his eyes. 9 rounds of the golden crow. Xuan felt this surging evil power, her eyes were wrinkled, the seal of reincarnation and the holy flame in her body surged together, and her cold snort accompanied by 9 golden flames with different expressions cut through the void, facing the Xuan Rikshasa. Blast away. Ants! Xuan Rikshasa showed disdain on his face. His eyes never glanced at Xuan for a moment. He waved his hand casually, the evil demon face poured out, and Xuan's attacks were all shattered. Puff. Encountered by the great change, Xuan's breath was sluggish, and the bones all over his body hummed, and even the seal of samsara began to beat violently. Obviously, this level of attack has already begun to touch the seal of samsara. The Buddha's wrath reincarnates. Xuan's breath weakened. Xuan on the side couldn't care about the fusion of the holy pattern. Thick anger filled his eyes, and then the 6-color lotus seeds on the side suddenly whizzed away at the Xuan Rikshasa. Even in the depths of Xuan's eyes, endless anger emerged. With the blessing of reincarnation in his body, it directly covered Xuan's fist at this time, and then suddenly blasted out into the void in front of him. Peefed! The holy flame fist and the 6-colored Buddha's anger reincarnation pierced the sky and fell away, driving countless terrifying energies along the way, but when they approached the Xuan Rikshasa, they did not achieve too obvious prestige, just in the palm of their hand. Annihilated. Zuner. The attack failed. Xiaoyan hurriedly made a sound, and the space power was used to protect Zuner. The blood on the whole body suddenly became established. At the same time, the repulsion around the flame cauldron suddenly disappeared, and the 6 holy patterns were almost visible to the naked eye. The visible speed begins to merge. Give me. Blast. The shocking anger that tore his throat sounded like a muffled sound of thunder. Bang bang bang. At that time, the flames shouting in front of Xiaoyan suddenly flew out from Xiaoyan's side. Feiyu moved. The entire space seemed to be imprisoned by the supreme law, and even the pupils of Xuanian Rakshasa shrank slightly. What have you done? The 12-eyed ancestral map in the hands of Xuanian Rakshasa had just annihilated Xiaoyan's 6-color Buddha's wrath. At this moment, under this kind of prestige, there were bursts of low-pitched humming sounds, as if he was afraid of the flame cauldron. Countless demon faces were instantly wiped out under this power. Enjoy this great gift. Xiaoyan's voice sounded, his body suddenly surging, and the space shuttle handprint was displayed, directly crossing the void, and fled outside the mansion with Zuner. The outside is also my territory. This time you will surely die. Boom! Just when Xuanian Rakshasa thought it was funny, the small flame cauldron in front of him began to hum and vibrate. Huo shouting had both feet and ears. At this time, the entire body of the cauldron was full of brilliance, and it actually formed a touch of complex and mysterious special lines, which looked extremely sacred. The flames are slowly rising. When the glazed flames rose, all the power in the entire space became silent in an instant. Wouldn't it be so easy to deal with the power of the rune fused with the 6 holy flames? Boom! Without any hesitation, the glazed flames erupted with a powerful glazed brilliance. Countless glazed flames and patterns slanted down like rain, instantly enveloped the entire Wufu, and the aura of destruction erupted like a volcano. Boom! The irresistible force of destruction rippled, and the already shattered void instantly trembled, and the void along the way, the broken peaks and palaces, etc., were instantly evaporated. Guru. At this moment, Xuanian Rakshasa's pupils were extremely dignified, the evil tools on the palms trembled extremely violently, and the creatures above the 12-eyed ancestral map slightly opened their vertical eyes, as if spanning a long period of time, waking up. Please remember the first domain name of this book. Mobile version update fastest URL. Continuing from the previous episode 2276. Go! Not caring about the broken space in the Wufu, Xiaoyan's complexion was pale, and a strong sense of weakness came from his body, causing the 6 holy flames to fuse with the small flame cauldron produced by Fenju, consuming too much of Xiaoyan's power. But fortunately, that kind of effort and hard work is worth it. The fusion of holy flames and the fusion of holy patterns are 2 completely different concepts. The power of each is a geometric increase. Xiaoyan held Zuner Yu's hand, and the space shuttle handprint was displayed, and he was instantly strung into the void, ready to leave the Wufu. As for whether Daqiangong and others were receiving him, I'm afraid it can only rely on luck. Even the worst plan, the magic trick of the Devil's Cube, is enough to get them out of here. Brother Xiaoyan, I'm fine. Zuner's chest rose and fell violently. The ray of reincarnation at the center of her eyebrows was strong and weak. Her breath rose and fell one after another, and her ill appearance looked extremely lovable. You girl! Traveling through the void, Xiaoyan scolded with a stern face. Just now, at the critical moment of fusion, Zuner's rash shot. Although he resolved his danger, the power of the latter's body has been touched in advance. The touch of the seal of reincarnation. This is no trivial matter. Whoa! The body disappeared, and the 2 left the Wufu directly, leaving behind a magnificent holy flame rune fire. The flame spread like a tide, and the holy fire ignited a prairie. Too strong. The reincarnation of Buddha's wrath under the fusion of the 6 holy flames. If it wasn't for the evil, 12-eyed ancestral figure, I would not be able to cope with it. Now there is a more terrifying existence than the reincarnation of Buddha's wrath on the face of Xuanian Rakshasa. There was a crazy killing intent. Blast! Shortly after Xiaoyan disappeared, an icy muffled sound came from the faint void, completely detonating the ancient flame rune in the small flame cauldron. There was no way to retreat. Looking at the flame rune in front of him, the contempt in Xuanian Rakshasa's heart finally disappeared completely. His face changed drastically. There are actually numbers that start to squirm. Boom! At the same time, with Xuan Rikshasa's terrifying offensive brewing, the small flame cauldron exploded in an instant, and the glazed flame rune inside was like the sun, bursting with endless dazzling flames. In the Wufu, high in the sky, countless flaming beams separated from the center of the glazed flame rune. Wherever they went, nothing grew, and everything was completely annihilated. Whoa! Even Xuan Rikshasa had been on guard, but with the spread of this level of attack, his sleeves and body protecting demonic energy were instantly turned into ashes because of the demonic face coming from the evil gear, and the glazed flames faced his body, burning away, trying to burn himself into dust. Ancestor. 4 eyes. Above the body, there was a heart-piercing burning sensation, and when the glass-colored flames were entangled, even his soul was shocked. What kind of destructive power is that? How could a mere reincarnation level peak display such terrifying strength? Bang bang bang. Above the evil tool, the 4 vertical eyes opened, and the huge power was intertwined with the flame rune, and the hot and sacred power ripples fell everywhere, and the void was completely twisted wherever it went. Boom! The deafening sound resounded through the sky, and no one could understand what happened in the Wufu. Several completely different abilities were raging, and it turned out that the Tianfengyuan here was crumbling, and it seemed that it would explode completely in the next moment. After a long time, the fluctuation became slightly quieter, and a gray-faced black figure stood in the broken space in the Wufu, and there were some shocking scars on the black figure. On the body of Xuan Rikshasa, dozens of large and small scorching scars appeared, and his face was extremely ugly, because this kind of scars after being burned by holy flames cannot be cured. Little beast, this seat will definitely kill you. The army obeys the order, stop them for me. Xuan Rikshasa did not leave the Wufu hastily, and a steady stream of monstrous evil power was released from the evil gear, resisting Xiaoyan's holy power that was enough to annihilate everything. Yes, Guru. At this time, in the extraterritorial space outside the Wufu, one after another behemoth looked at Xuan Rikshasa, who was so embarrassed, and immediately said respectfully. The body swelled up, and then completely blocked Xiaoyan's retreat. Brother Xiaoyan, there. Zunar's breathing became rapid, her beautiful eyes tightly wrinkled, and she stared at a shining passageway outside the realm. Xiaoyan, here. At the same time, a light voice accompanied by a huge phoenix shadow lingering with fiery red flames soared into the sky, resisting the countless evil powerhouses who were chasing after him. Go! With a wave of Xiaoyan's hand, a weak formation approaching 200,000 lines and endless holy flames slanted down, temporarily blocking the pursuit of the evil army, and then took Zunar and stepped into the passage one step at a time. The passage was closed, and there was an evil force that was about to step into the void to chase after Xiaoyan, but it was actually repelled by some mysterious force. Here, too, calm has been restored. Damn! Who is it? Who the asterisk is it? Xuan Rikshasa has a great sense of smell, even in the deep martial palace. Every move that happens outside cannot escape his detection. Just now, his subordinates could clearly keep Xiaoyan and the two of them behind. Why? Haha, Xuan, I haven't seen you for a long time, and you are still so impatient. A lazy voice emerged from the dark space, and a black light group was suspended in midair. When this black light group appeared, in the extraterritorial space here, countless evil forces instantly solidified, and even the power in the bodies of countless evil powerhouses around them became calm. Sir Evil God. Xuan Rikshasa put away the evil tool in his hand, and then completely shattered the Wufu, came to the ground respectfully, and said to the black light group in front of him. Clean up, there's no need to stay here anymore. The black light group made a slight sound, as if they were not displeased with Xiaoyan and the two who had left. But the two guys just now are the masters of the holy flame. We can obviously kill them here. Why are you under the crown of the evil god? Although Xuan Rikshasa said he was dissatisfied, he didn't dare to show it, so he could only ask carefully. Are you questioning me? The black light group suddenly surged. Countless black mist surged, solidifying the entire space, as if all the power had stopped flowing. No, subordinates dare not. Xuan Rikshasa hurriedly opened his mouth. The division between the outside world and the ranks is extremely obvious, whether it is the pressure of strength or the crushing of strength. This time, it was Tianfeng's declaration of war outside our territory. They won. It eliminated the arrogance from outside our territory, and also brought back the demon execution order from Zhou Yuan of Wufu. I'm afraid. Xuan Rakshasa shook his head, not asking for anything, but he had always been quite puzzled by these evil gods. Although the demon execution order is precious, it is also part of our plan. And do you think, just relying on the cooperation of the two ignorant demon slayers in the Great Thousand Palaces, can they step into our territories so easily? All of this was arranged by us. Wait, when the time comes, the Great Thousand World will become our territory sooner or later. It's just the master of the holy flame, his strength is weak, and it will be difficult to become a climate in a short period of time. A faint laughter sounded. The trip outside the territory is completely over. Please remember the first domain name of this book. Mobile version update fastest URL. Continuing from the previous episode 2277. Xuan, are you alright? I have temporarily suppressed the reincarnation seal in your body. Although you cannot use its power for a short time, the reincarnation of the reincarnation seal will be temporarily delayed. However, the matter of reincarnation must be resolved as soon as possible. It is urgent. In the void, Xuan had a complicated expression, his palms wrapped around the delicate body of Xuan in his arms, and only when he saw that Xuan had just opened his eyes, he said with great distress. Naturally, there were Feng Qin, Leng Luokan, the Demon King, and Elder Kun who shot from the air. After Feng Qin returned to Daqin Palace with the demon execution order, the two demon execution kings also made a decisive decision and immediately shot from the air, so Xuan and the two were able to escape like this. Xuan, Feng Qin has already told me what happened in detail. I really thank you this time. Leng Luokan looked at Xuan with complicated eyes. The plan of the two demon kings was originally to use the lives of these dozens of heaven's favorites to join the forces in the human world to join the Tianfeng, so as to strengthen the power of the evil races outside the territory. When Zhou Yuan's demon execution order was in hand, he couldn't help but reflect. Master Leng is very polite. Xuan responded with a polite smile. According to previous guesses, Leng Luokan and Old Kun, the two demon slayer kings, hoped that all the arrogant sons who went to the extraterritorial Wufu space would be wiped out, and they brought back the demon slayer order, and then countless forces in the great world shared hatred. Outside the territory, they joined Tianfeng one after another. Only after the integration of forces did Tianfeng have the power to fight against the outside world. Actually, the purpose of this time is not simply to let you all die. It's true that I was negligent in this matter, and I will personally admit the punishment afterwards, but not now. Right now, the situation in the Daqin world and outside the territory is in dire straits, and we must do everything in our power to investigate. Leng Luokan looked at Xuan with an unfinished expression, and then said with a face of shame. Let's go with him. However, I have to remind Lord Leng that there are many evil powers in the extraterritorial space. With the power of Kun Lao's soul, it is really unreasonable to be able to *** us so much into the extraterritorial area and return to Daqin in Duanren. This trip seems too simple. Xuan spoke out the doubts in his heart. The use of the demon execution order is extremely mysterious. It is only collected for some important things. As for other things, we have nothing to do. Xuan, you have now executed the Demon King for our Great Thousand Palaces, but after our careful consideration, in order to protect your safety, we will not grant you the demon execution order or reveal your identity until your strength has reached the 3rd level. The identity of the Demon King has never exceeded 3 digits since ancient times. Once the identity is established, it will become a thorn in the side of the evil tribes outside the territory. We do this to protect you. After thinking about it, Leng Luokan decided to speak. Yep, I'll leave the rest to you. Up to now, the plain meeting has ended. As for what they want to do after obtaining the demon execution order, Xuan can no longer handle it. Miss Feng Qin, may I ask, do you know the exact location of the Phoenix family? After a while, Xuan lay peacefully in Xuan's arms, and Xuan's eyes showed a deep worry. Judging from the series of events from the ancient clan to the present, the reincarnation seal on Xuan must have an indispensable relationship with the Phoenix clan. In other words, the 9 profound Fire Lord had an affair with the Phoenix clan. In addition to the effects of the Phoenix Nirvana pill, etc., Now that the seal of reincarnation is touched, the Phoenix clan must go. Although I don't know what's going on, but according to my perception, her body should have the power of the Phoenix family, right? Feng Qin nodded slightly. Xiao Yan's previous charge several times had clearly gained a lot of goodwill. After all, if it wasn't for Xiao Yan, they wouldn't have been able to get some treasures from the Wufu and retreat. The specific location of the Phoenix family is extremely mysterious, and even the fire elves and the intelligence sales building are rarely known. But if you want to save her, there is something you can do. Feng Qin rolled her eyes, looking at the pair of beautiful people in front of her. She couldn't help feeling a little envious. Any solution? When Xiao Yan heard this, he was overjoyed in a hurry. Our heavenly Phoenix clan is a powerful race with the blood of the Phoenix clan. As long as you can help me resolve the troubles in the clan, I will tell you the location of the Phoenix clan in person, and accompany you to heal her. Feng Qin smiled and looked at Xiao Yan, waiting for Xiao Yan's move, as if she had decided on the latter. Brother Xiao Yan. When Xuan heard this, she couldn't help but move her body slightly. Although her injury was not serious, the touch of the reincarnation seal made her extremely uncomfortable. Fine, I promise you. Without any hesitation, Xiao Yan blurted out that Xuan's safety is more important than anything else. By the way, since I have taken care of you in the experience of this plane meeting, don't say that I took advantage of you. The reincarnation seal between her eyebrows is extremely powerful, and she even has an affair with the Phoenix clan, so it is not possible to solve it by finding the Phoenix clan, but requires a specific token to solve it perfectly. It's just easy to solve the matter of our Tianfeng clan. So we, the Tianfeng clan, you must go. Feng Qin looked at Xiao Yan's worried look, and directly explained the cause and effect. Senior, is this true? When Xiao Yan heard this, he couldn't help feeling a little dazed. He didn't know anything about the giant races like the Phoenix clan and the Dragon clan. She's right. In a world similar to the Great Thousand Worlds, the Dragon and Phoenix races have very strong racial concepts, so they have extremely strict rules for inheritance and reincarnation. And the location of their race is extremely hidden, even we may not be able to find it. It is said that entering the territory of the Dragon clan and the Phoenix clan requires special energy traction. Lang Luokan nodded and agreed. In that case, what are you waiting for? Let's go. While they were talking, the four of them had already arrived in the Great Thousand Palace. Xiao Yan was holding Xuan, anxious. Well, let's go. I hope this trip goes smoothly. Feng Qin nodded, and then walked towards the interior of the Daqin Palace. Let's go. I will send you to the space-time wormhole. The time wormhole of our Daqiangong will allow you to reach the Tianfeng clan very quickly. Lang Luokan waved his hand and led the three of them towards the time-space wormhole, and there was some pride in his speech. Shush. The space was closed, and Xiao Yan and the others also stepped into it and headed towards the Tianfeng clan. How many demon execution orders are left to use that thing? Old Kun's voice sounded faintly in the dark. 4 more, Lang Luokan said with a solemn expression. By the way, the flame of Six Paths space has not been very peaceful recently, and has suppressed countless reincarnations. I'm afraid this time, go. We must join hands to suppress it. Once it is born, I am afraid. Hearing Kun Lao talking about the flame of the Six Paths, Lang Luokan's face suddenly became ugly, and he went to the depths of the Daqin Palace without stopping, as if he was preparing for something. At this point, the plane meeting hosted by Daqiangong ended, and many forces under Daqiangong and human realm were already ready to move, trying to explore beyond the realm. As for Xiao Yan, Xuan, who was touched by the seal of reincarnation, followed Feng Qin to the Phoenix clan, and tried to bring them together. Kaoru's reincarnation is completely restored. Please remember the first domain name of this book. Mobile version update fastest URL. Continuing from the previous episode 2278. Time flies, and after the Daqiangong plane meeting ended, the many forces in the human world were flat on the surface, but they had already become turbulent behind the scenes. 10 days passed quietly. After stepping into the time-space wormhole, they were led by Feng Qin with ease, and the three of them did not encounter any obstacles along the way. In 10 days, they safely left the time-space wormhole and successfully arrived at the Tianfeng clan's territory. The Heavenly Phoenix clan is one of several extremely large forces under the branch of the Phoenix clan. It is located in the Heavenly Phoenix territory. In addition to the Heavenly Phoenix clan, there are many races that are contaminated with the blood of the Phoenix clan. As far as the Phoenix clan is concerned, the strength is too weak. As for where the so-called Tianfeng territory is, I am afraid that Xuan is not very clear now. The territory of the Great Thousand World is too huge. Even at the level of the Endless Fire territory, Fang is just a grain of sand in the sea. This shows how huge the world is. This is the Tianfeng territory. Our Tianfeng family is located deep in the territory. Come with me. There are some small matters in our clan. After we have finished dealing with them, we will take you to the Phoenix clan's territory. Feng Qin patted her chest and looked at the huge forest in front of her with the sound of birds and flowers, and she felt proud. Then, the whole body was surrounded by fiery red flames, and the whole body actually turned into a huge flame phoenix shadow of dozens of meters, soaring at the edge of the space-time wormhole. Tianfeng territory, Tianfeng clan. Xuan murmured to himself. His voice became extraordinarily hoarse. The energy of the heavens and the earth and the stability of the void are probably comparable to those of the Great Thousand Palaces. After taking her breath away, the huge phoenix shadow that Feng Qin transformed into carrying Xuan and the two soared out of the sky and flew towards the depths of the domain. Thanks. Xuan opened her mouth slightly. She was also very fond of Feng Qin, and Xuan could even vaguely find out that Feng Qin's transformation was no different from the real phoenix, but on the whole it seemed to be missing something. In the Tianfeng territory, there is no human being in the vast territory, and even some human-like creatures are only illusions after their cultivation. The creatures here, without a doubt, are all powerful creatures that are related to the blood of the Phoenix family. Here, humans are not welcome. In other words, they are hostile to humans. Go! The phoenix wings were touched, layers of fiery red flames floated down, and there were bursts of buzzing sounds in the void. Immediately, Feng Qin led the two of them, and the crisp sound of Phoenix Ming pierced the sky and began the journey of the Wei tribe. Yep, what's up? The figures of the group flew over the forest, but at a certain moment, Xuan discovered that there were extremely weak spatial fluctuations in the surrounding void, and Feng Qin's figure also stopped, returning to a normal human body from Feng Ying's appearance. She seems to be afraid of something in front of her. Whoa! The next moment, one after another hurried wind breaking from above the trees below, two black shadows flickered from below, and a short breath appeared in front of Xuan and his party. Space fluctuations. Is this what you guys did? Xuan got up. Xuan took Xuan's palm, and then looked at the two shadows in front of him. Some doubts and anger appeared in his eyes. Because of Xuan's perception, they actually smelled a faint wave from their bodies. The power fluctuations of the bloodline of the Phoenix family? Hey, big brother, it seems that your perception is correct. Feng Qin, I didn't expect us to meet again. After the two shadows appeared, they showed a slight smile of malicious intent. You haven't answered my question yet. Seeing these two guys ignore him directly, Xuan frowned, and the power of his soul spread from his body, invading the world continuously. Void was slightly touched, and the two had to pay attention. In the affairs of our Zanyao clan, outsiders should not interfere. The leading man looked at Xuan vigilantly. It seemed that from the point of view of the soul power just now, this guy's strength is no trivial matter. Mysterious Bird Clan? Xuan was surprised. It seemed that this race was related to the difficulties of the Feng clan today. The Tianfeng clan and the Zanyao clan are the real overlords in this region, and they have been fighting continuously for countless years. These two people are members of the Zanyao clan, the two brothers Zan Wuyi. The leader's strength has reached the peak of the first-level reincarnation, vaguely touching the second-level reincarnation, and the other person's strength has also reached the first-level reincarnation. Underestimate. Xuan, I'll stop them in a while, you go to the clan first. This is my phoenix feather. As long as you show it to the strong people in our clan, they will help you. Come on. While speaking, a hurried voice came from above Feng Qin and Feng Ying. An enemy? Xuan looked down and saw that the figures of the two in front of him had long since disappeared into two fiery red light beams, which enveloped the void like a ghost and surrounded them one after the other. Feng Qin, this is the territory of our Zanyao clan. You entered our clan territory without authorization. Why don't you follow me in the Wei clan? After the blink of an eye, the two figures slowly walked out of the beam, and a powerful wave spread, as if this was their real purpose. Can two people be so arrogant around the peak of the first-level reincarnation? Seeing this, Xuan couldn't help but frown. It's not that Xiao Yan is afraid of the two of them, but it is the most important thing now to solve the Tianfeng clan's affairs and find the entrance to the Phoenix clan. With Xiao Yan's current strength, it is almost a matter of grasping at the top of the two peaks of the first-level reincarnation. However, Xiao Yan didn't want to waste time unless it was absolutely necessary. Oh, by the way, this guy doesn't seem to have any aura of the Phoenix clan, so I suspect that he is a human. Stinky boy, you can get out. As for the beauty beside you, just... The two of the Zanyao looked at each other, and then showed a gloomy smile. Looking for death. The voice fell, Xiao Yan's whole body trembled in the void, and the blue dragon scales appeared almost instantly, and then disappeared directly in place. When Du appeared, he was already close to the two Zanyao clansmen. Xiao Yan, be careful. Feng Qin frowned, she was extremely worried about Xiao Yan's safety. After all, this is not the endless fire territory, don't worry. Zuner made a slight voice, showing a devilish smile. Peefed. The figure cut through the void like a ghost, and then stretched out the cyan claws, blasting away at the two vital points. Not good. Although the two of them were arrogant, facing Xiao Yan's terrifying attack, their faces turned cold, and the majestic fighting chi surged out of their bodies, turning into two flaming beasts surrounded by fiery red flames, lingering in front of their chests. Peefed. The fist rose, the fist fell, Xiao Yan's figure was returning to Zuner's side. Everything happened in a flash. Xiao Yan, are you all right? Feng Qin asked with a frown. It's all right, I still have a breath. Xiao Yan grinned and said, and then two embarrassed figures with disheveled clothes climbed on the edge of the void. The most conspicuous thing was the two fist-sized fist marks on the abdomen of the two of them. If Xiao Yan hadn't stopped in time, they would have been completely lost at this time. Such a simple punch to defeat two first-level reincarnation-level powerhouses? This is too appalling. Please remember the first domain name of this book. Mobile version update fastest URL. Continuing from the previous episode 2279. Peefed. Under the attack of Xiao Yan, the two people from the Xuan clan, who were still aggressive at first, were almost like an ice-cold corpse at this time. Brother Xiao Yan, they want to run away. Zuner hurriedly said. The Zanyao family couldn't use ordinary people's methods to infer. After all, the human body was only a part of their cultivation, so she could clearly perceive the tiny traces on the two bodies that were about to burst open. Want to run? The bodies of the two of them exploded at the same time, and the shadows of profound birds and beasts with their bodies nearly tens of feet ravaged the void and fled towards the distance. The body is light, and the whole body is black and bright. If you don't observe it carefully, it is easy to misunderstand it as an ordinary low-level monster. Mysterious bird body? But my space can't be without you guys. Xiao Yan sneered, and swayed his palms towards their escape route. Crack! Suddenly, the energy of heaven and earth became strange. Xiao Yan's seemingly simple grip was filled with a mysterious special power. The overwhelming power spurted out from the surrounding void, and finally turned into an astonishing wave of light pattern, forming a formation hidden in the void, completely cutting off the retreat for the two. Human, don't go too far. This is the heavenly phoenix territory, in our. The way to retreat was blocked, and the slightly taller was the leader, anger in the eyes of the beasts, staring at Xiao Yan in the distance, staring at the road. The power of this guy is too shocking. Even if the two of them join forces, I am afraid they are not rivals. So far, we can only move out the identity of the Zanyao clan. Otherwise their fate will not be much better. What a lot of nonsense. Before the two of them could finish speaking, Xiao Yan raised his palm and turned to face the two of them. At the same time, a pattern of formations appeared in the surrounding void, covering the sky, and it turned out to be directly bounding their bodies and unable to move. Since his return from the Wu Mansion, Xiao Yan has broken through the Imperial Division rank. Now, relying on the power of the formation pattern to deal with the few powerhouses under the quasi-triple reincarnation rank should have no problem. Of course, if you want to kill, I'm afraid this is not enough. Moreover, he relied on the 2 volumes of the formation diagram left by Senior Lu Luan, a volume of the All-Heaven Demon formation that was enough to carry 500,000 formation patterns at its peak, and a volume of Wanxian Peak with a peak of 300,000. The mastery of the 2-path formation has greatly increased Xiao Yan's identity and strength as a battle formation master. This volatility. What kind of power is this? Although the two of them were born nobles, but the power of Do Formation Master is extremely mysterious, so they were a little stunned for a while. This kind of power is different from the power in Tianfeng territory. It seems that it has never appeared before, and it turned out that the two of them were invincible and unable to resist, and the continuous pattern was like a shackle that restrained their fighting spirit. Don't worry, they still have a breath. Go back first, otherwise it's too easy to be exposed here. Xuan squinted his eyes slightly, and there was a gleam of light in his eyes. He raised his head and looked out. There seemed to be some ancient and obscure aura hidden in this world, so it was not too public. Yep, Feng Qin was astonished. Her understanding of Xuan had been improved, but looking at Zuner, who was smiling and hugging Xuan, she was more or less envious. Let me ask him, such a proud girl, who wouldn't want to find a good-looking and talented man? Go. Looking at each other, Feng Qin directly knocked the two unconscious, and the group headed towards the Tianfeng clan's station in a mighty manner. In the Tianfeng territory, the space is vast, the area is huge, and the mountain peaks and ridges that appear along the way are extremely complex. After about an hour, he passed through several mountain peaks and terrestrial veins, and finally arrived at the base camp of Tianfeng region, Tianfengyuan. Tianfengyuan. This is where the Tianfeng clan resides, and the defense level is extremely strict. I am afraid that with Xuan's current strength, it is also extremely difficult to break through. What a huge station! Zunerdai's eyes knitted, and she could smell a vague and tyrannical aura from these mountains. Looking around, the so-called Tianfengyuan is just a forest area surrounded by several mountain peaks. Let's go. I believe our people will be happy to welcome you. Our clan is in the mountains deep within the abyss. Feng Qin smiled slightly, looking at the depths of Tianfengyuan with fiery eyes. Go. The three looked at each other, the surrounding void became twisted, and then their bodies twisted and stepped directly into it. In the depths of the huge Tianfengyuan, on a lonely mountain, several figures suddenly appeared. In front of them, there was a beautiful woman in a red robe, and one pair of phoenix eyes looked at Xuan and Zuner without any disturbance, and their vigilance was particularly obvious. 5 elders, these two, are my friends. I came here to help me resolve the civil strife in the clan. Feng Qin's beautiful eyes surging, she gritted her teeth and said, Your friend? Then who are these two? The beautiful woman in front of her didn't ask any further questions, she just looked at the two Zanyao people behind her. With her strength, the identities of the two Zanyao people had already been seen through. These are the two members of the Zanyao clan. They stopped us when we returned to the Tianfeng territory, and were defeated and captured by my two friends. Feng Qin said truthfully, there is nothing worth concealing about this kind of thing. What? You said that these two were captured by them? Although the two brothers Zan Wuyi are not the most outstanding members of the Zanyao clan, their strength. The calm on the beautiful woman's face was instantly washed away, and she looked at Xuan in disbelief with his sense. He could clearly perceive Xuan's quasi-reincarnation peak and Zuner's 8-star fighting immortal. With complete strength, these two can work together to deal with the two powerhouses around the peak of the first-level reincarnation. The gap between each sub-level of reincarnation is like a gulf. When did it become so simple? 5th Elder, what Feng Qin said is true. If you don't believe it, feel free to test it. Xuan said slightly, the strength of this 5 elders should be at the triple reincarnation level, specifically whether it is quasi-reincarnation or the peak of reincarnation. Xuan did not feel it, but since he came here this time for the Tianfeng clan, at least he had to show his sincerity. Take it out. Oh, this is it. Just as the 5th elder was walking around, he saw Zuner, who was being protected by Xuan behind him. The heart flickered, and it seemed that an ancient summons sounded faintly, making the 5th elder uneasy, and his soul was rippling. That's all. This matter is of great importance. You should follow me back to see the deputy patriarch to discuss. Before Xuan could speak, the 5th elder seemed to have sensed something through the looming seal of reincarnation between Zuner's eyebrows. In his expression, there is a sense of fear and fiery. Please remember the first domain name of this book. Mobile version update fastest URL.